It's 11:30 on the 10th of May 2024. I've checked out of customs in Bermuda. Water, fuel, provisions, route, weather, ready to go and cross the Atlantic. Winds today are quite breezy. Sustained 22-23 from the southwest, maybe west-southwest. So I'll be looking to ride that as far as I can towards the east before the next sort of front moves in.
Telemachus, Bermuda Radio. Morning, go ahead.
Bermuda Radio, Telemachus, good morning. Thank you for welcoming me to your beautiful country. Requesting clearance to exit town cut off towards Horta in the Azores, over.
Telemachus, Bermuda Radio. Very well, thank you, and you're clear to depart at this time. Have a safe voyage to the Azores, and we look forward to welcome you again. Bye.
Many thanks, Bermuda Radio. Telemachus standing by. Over here, the safe water buoy there. After that, it's just open ocean, and the next buoy I see will be into the Azores. Currently doing 7 knots. That's fantastic. It won't last, but it's great to get some miles under the belt to start the trip. Just finding that sail balance, a bit of a reef in the Genoa, one reef in the main. Charles just getting back into his groove. Got a mild swell on the starboard quarter, and that should that'll get a little stronger as we get out of the lee of the island here and the reef. So, but it is all pointing in the right direction. Early in the morning on the second day of the passage to the Azores, and I have been running wing on wing, which has been fantastic. The boat was really stable in that mode, surprisingly so. Very little roll, but now downloaded the next round of weather forecasts, and looks like there might be a bit more breeze coming through. So here, and then over the course of this afternoon, this guy comes through, which at his peak is 42 knots sustained. So whilst a few of the track, the suggested routing takes me up here, I'm just going to stick to the rum line and try and skirt around the south side of it. So that's what I've just done. You can see my track was heading up this way, and I've just flicked the Genoa onto the other side of the goose wing, and I'm back off on a broad reach. We'll see how this plays out. It's quite blustery today. Low 20s, sustained, and off to the north of me is quite a nasty low pressure system up to 50 knots. So I've diverted course to the south to avoid that, but even still, it's overcast. Quite a lot of white caps. You can see the ripples on the water. Charles is doing a great job as always, negotiating these swells which do throw the stern around a little bit. Starting to pick up again. High 20s, low 30s, and that's from astern with about 7 knots. So we're maybe looking at maybe closer to gusts of sort of 35, 36. She's holding well. The seas are quite high, above my head when I stand in the cockpit looking out. Got one reef in on both the Genoa and the main, and while we're rounding up a little bit when we're thrown around by some of them, Charles is doing a good job of bringing it back down. There's another gust in the low 30s, so just going to keep an eye on it for the next few hours. It should pass soon. A bit of a troubling development. There is an awful lot of lightning heading this way. The forecasts had not predicted any significant Cape energy, but here it is. I think I'll just turn off as many breakers as I can here actually. So I can turn off instruments, shower pump, leave AIS on. Now we just wait for this to pass. Well, as day follows night, the lightning has dissipated, moved off towards the north, and I'm heading off towards the east. It was quite frightening last night. It was like being in the middle of a fireworks show. Every couple of seconds, bang and thunder. The cabin was illuminated. Yeah, it was pretty, you just feel so helpless. There's nothing you can do. Can't run from it. It was in every direction. This is a good mode, and we're currently making about, it's not great, it's maybe 4 to 5.5 knots, but we are heading in the right direction. Been flying the kite today. Looking great. I am just keeping an eye on the wind though. Don't like to. Oh! Hello! Look at him! Hello, bird! Hello, bird! Forget the kite, let's get you some food and some water. He is very lost. It's a beautiful day today, so I'm going to try flying the drone. We'll see how this goes. Landing it will be a bit tricky with this rolling sea. Might just have to crash land it into the cockpit. Now that is what I call a close shave. But he is safe and sound. And hopefully got some great footage. It's morning of Friday the 17th. So I've been out for just about 1 week. Left last Friday. Looks to be a bit of a light patch coming in over the next 24 hours. The wind is easing off overnight. A lot of flogging of the sails, but I'm not going to fly the kite at night. I'm certainly not going to rig it at night. But with the dawn, I'm up. The goose-winged pole is down, jibe the main, and up with the kite. And it's looking fantastic. And we got a really nice easterly course, doing about 5.5 knots. And I see 11 knots of apparent wind behind us. So, I mean, touch wood, yeah, you couldn't ask for a better kite run on a morning like this. Touch wood again. Nothing break, please. Hey, and there's a ship on the horizon out there. A good opportunity to explain how I keep aware of other vessels around me and what I'm likely to expect over the following 24 hours. So every time I download via Predict Wind, I also enable this setting here, which shows nearby AIS targets. And when that's downloaded, I get the weather, and I also get all these little dots. And these little dots are ships that are in the area. So this is where I was this morning when I downloaded it at about 5 a.m. There was Silverway coming up behind. And if I jump over to OpenCPN, Silverway has now gone past. And I use this to get a bit of a sense of... Oh, it's just crashed. Old computer. So the wind is due to die off this afternoon. According to most of the forecasts, die off to nothing. For now, it went light to about 6 knots, but actually it's just come back to 12, and I held off bringing in the cruising chute because there is this cloud coming towards, and well, something has to be pushing the clouds, and the clouds often have rain, have wind and rain underneath them. So at the very least, I'm going to leave the main up just because it's important to, I think, have the protective main in case the winds are quite strong and I need to blanket the kite to get it down. But if the winds are still light or too light, I might just drop the main and go straight on the cruising chute, safe in the knowledge that it shouldn't get any worse than or any stronger than what I see under the clouds. And sure enough, here's 12, 13, 14 underneath these clouds. Bit of rain, but good decision to keep the main up, I think. And that's one tuna, first tuna of the, or first fish of this crossing actually. It's been a very quiet week really, but yeah, he's great. So I'll get him chopped up and have him for dinner, which will be very soon, setting sun. Check this guy out. Here he comes. Got a little bit of tuna here. Ready. And throw! Oh, has he seen it? He has. Yeah, there he goes. Well done. Did you find it? Oh, he didn't find it. It's alright, I'll throw another bit. Here he comes again. Ready. And throw! Hey, got it. Good piece of tuna for you, mate. Enjoy. A very calm morning, no wind, just a little bit of residual swell. I was flying the cruising chute during the night. Not best practice, I know, but as you can see, it's very clear. I could see any squalls coming and there were none. Got me an extra couple of dozen of miles, but now the wind is not even allowing the kite to fly, and we're getting knocked slightly off course so that we're abeam with the swell, which is not much fun. So I think I'm just going to pole out a little bit of Genoa just to try and get pointed in line with the swell. Certainly the kite's not doing anything now. And I've never seen the sea so empty like this. It's just, there's barely a ripple, and there's nothing in any direction. It's just me in the boat and Charles, who's got just enough breeze to keep him moving, I think. We're pointing a little bit high just so there's enough true wind mixed with apparent wind to actually give him something to bite onto. If we run on a broad reach, there's just not enough breeze, and he he can't figure out which way to turn because there's no true wind blowing on him anymore. It's like glass. And here comes a Portuguese man of war jellyfish. You can see him up close. I've just heard on the radio from Infinity VR. My friends are out of the UK, and it's honestly great to hear them having a bit of difficulty communicating with each other at this range. But honestly, to hear a friendly face, to hear a friendly voice after 11 days at sea is fantastic. So look forward to them getting a little bit closer and hopefully the reception improving.
Right, we thought we took quite a lot out of you and we're going to struggle. Before that we thought we would struggle to catch you.
No, I did you a favour. So were you able to see me on AIS or just keeping an eye on No Foreign Land?
I've been following you avidly on No Foreign Land. Over.
And here is Infinity. You've just done a flyby, got some video on the drone. Now they're going to come alongside and I'm going to steal their internet and maybe also tray some food. So exciting. We are quite literally halfway, so it's 900 miles in each direction. Couldn't be more in the middle of the ocean if we tried. And there's Infinity. Now they did say actually that they saw me parked overnight, so they diverted course a little bit to make sure I was all right. So that's very good of them too.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Thanks to Karen especially. Now eat on the sheet.
And I'm just about to have for dinner the vegetable curry that Jane threw over from Infinity. Looking forward to it. First bit of food that's not out of a tin in quite a long time. So approximately 36 hours to go to Flores in the Azores. I changed my landfall destination from Horta to Flores because there's a big high pressure system descending and I wouldn't have been able to make the extra 150 miles east to Horta before I had all the wind taken out of my sails. But the wind is here now and it should be enough to get me to the most westerly of the islands in the Azores, Flores. So I've got the goose wing set up, performing well. The wind has been in all day today. It's eased off a little bit now, seeing sort of 14 and 15s, but it was up to sort of 25 apparent, so bouncing along at up to 10 knots down the front of some of these waves. And it's a beautiful afternoon now. Just downloading the next weather grids, see what the next 36 hours has got in store. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And here is the island of Flores in the morning. It's hard to describe what the Azores looks like. It's green, it's pastures, it's like something out of Lord of the Rings, particularly with this light. There's over on the hills there's green meadows. Elysium. And that will conclude my solo west to east Atlantic crossing in 16 days.